Leonidas. Drops the stun, drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me. Raw to take the 3v1. Gets one. Looking for the second. Crispy is popping off. Crispy.
That Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
Oh, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
G'day, and welcome to tonight's Nexus Gaming Series cast. Tonight we have a Division C East game between the teams of Heroes Profile and Zul'jin Distillery. I had the pleasure of... I'll be honest, I have the pleasure of... what's the word I'm looking for? Off-roster subbing for Heroes Profile. We're an interesting group of people, but I've heard Zul'jin Distillery also. Anyway, as we can see here, for our first map of the series, we'll be going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. I do not know who picked it, nor am I, again, just know what's going to happen in the series, just because I don't look at it in advance. So, this could go all the way, this could be a 2-0, I don't actually know. What I do know is, Tomb of the Spider Queen is up, and let us get, when I get over to the right screen, when I get better at this one day, into the game. I'll just always point this out. There's a little boy here, just a little... Let me go into the game. There's just this little lad. Just vibing. Anyway. Let's just get into the game. On the right side of... Bad Zul'jin? Yeah, Bad Zul'jin Distillery. Excellent. I'm just going to make sure I just read it going. Names are making sense. Yep. Yep. Ooh. On the right side of Zul'jin Distillery, we have Be Fresh on the... Tychus, Cowboy Kyle on Rexar, DeWitt on the Varian, Ankle Shot on a very ankle height hero Chromie, as well as Led on the Stukov, and on the left hand side we have Synchro on the Blaze, Zemel on the Brightwing, Resurrex 21 on the Felstad, Something Clever on the Sylvanas, doing the good old Sylvanas thing, and we do have Red Coyote on Hogger just to top it all off. That is Blaze pushed back in by a grenade. Silence kind of making it a bit awkward to get out. DeWitt just trying to get onto them. However, they don't quite have a lockdown yet. Varian isn't really a true tank up until that level 1, as many people who play this game knows as well. Level 4's where he gets taunt. I was going to say level 4, I think I said level 1. Oh well. But yes, level 4, first time he gets taunt. However, he will not be able to just lock anyone down yet. But that is a scary kill potential on the side of Zul'jin Distillery now I'm looking at. Speaking of that scary kill potential, that is Synchro barely holding on, thinking about Brightwing's 30 spell armor and just one little bit of healing coming through to save his bacon. And now we just talk about this map for a bit, because this is a map very much where you want to get macro advantage, but you can get kind of picked off for... So, there's two things to this map, yeah. Macro and picks. I very much like the blue team's macro of Heroes Profile. They have a lot of it going into it. Razor X, Synchro, and Red Coyote are all really good macro heroes. Something Clever also great at killing buildings. However, the red team kind of falls into the other end of the spectrum where they want to fight. They want to get that pick. Is you see that with Varian. Varian is very much a, I'm going to be in your face and you will die. And we see between the taunt, the silence follow-up just for that lockdown, as well as Chromie damage and Tychus. It's like, where's Tychus gone? Tychus damage. That's a lot of damage that comes out pretty quick, and Misha's dead. Gawaka, this better not keep up because I will be calling Peter. I don't want to see any bears harmed this game because of you. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, we see both teams are getting forwards. Both teams have roughly the same gems, so we're going in, getting a bit charged off for Something Clever. However, not much can be found. Excellent double stun by Synchro, however, getting minigun down. Gets stunned, gets pushed back in. Actually, Varian goes down first, and that will be a first blood. Ish. Going over for the side of Heroes Profile. Wait. Yes, Heroes Profile. As they get the Variant, and they killed Misha twice now. Be Fresh, that's somewhere you don't want to be. As we do see the blue team just collapsing onto him. Be Fresh does use that dash to get out of danger. And are safe. Should note that all through this time, Razor X and Ankle Shot have been getting that soak top. Missing out on quite a bit here. But he's just quickly getting that. And he's now going to be a bit safe. As we see now, Varian has taunt. That is that kill pressure coming in, however. That looks like the extended roll from Felstar, if I am correct. And let's have a find out. Yep, was updraft, that extended roll range. Interesting to see that we went Gathering Storm, considering they are double soaking, but nothing too bad. That is an excellent taunt onto Synchro. Synchro, however, still escaping, even now that taunt is out and Silence is under his little feetsies. I have a quest to note while we're here. Blaze went that new habit, something that we haven't seen in a while, especially because offlane Blaze doesn't typically pick it. Something clever will go down to the Chromie, Falling Sands, as well as just taunt and just general ouch damage. Both teams are still a bit away from Handon. Well, I say a bit, 10 and 9 respectively between Hero's Profile and Zildjian Distillery. Excellent stun by Synchro, getting a nice hit. DeWitt's getting his taunt out. Razor Resurrects 21, whatever you want to call it. Felstar using the roll to get out, and still just not quite there. Phase Shift coming out into Synchro, does get that heal up. Stepping into a very bold spot, maybe not wanting to be in melee range of Varian per se, especially if they have taunt up, but nothing wrong happened. Again, other things to note, we do see actually 2 quests coming out from Hogger. We see the, oh my god, my camera work, Journeyman Cooking and Brute Force as B-Fresh is getting that hand in. Other things to note is the Master Assassin and the Hunter-Gatherer from Rexa. Now that I've finally run that down, 7's come through blue team. That is taunt coming out on site. Oh! I couldn't even finish my sentence. Blaze got taunt and just gone. Poof. Disappeared. And it's only going to get worse as we get further along, because Chromie will have things such as rewind and slowing. She has the options of rewind or slowing sands coming up in just a moment. Both are very good in a lot of situations, but slowing sands is phenomenal at zone control, and I imagine it's what we're about to see picked up. We do see something clever get taunted. Nothing really coming of it, and there's no kill pressure around. Both teams having handed, and we do see the slowing sands getting picked up. Think to note that this camp was being done throughout this, so whoever gets this next web, we will even have a great push here if you're the red team, or a unremarkable one in the middle if you're the blue team. It looks like we're getting that last handed by Hogger. And that will be first turn in for Hero's Profile. Very nice. Oh, I just love Stukov's auto attack sounds. Just the doof, doof, doof. Just the meaty hit. Oh, we've got things going on up here as DeWitt went in a bit earlier without his team slowing sands, meaning that Synchro that Blaze? Yeah, Synchro Blaze, whatever you want to call him, was not able to quite get out. Sylvanas is dealing with that mid camp while we do still have Hogger bottom trying to push there. But up top is a 4v1, and that's not a 4v3, that's not necessarily something you want to take. And we do see that this has just been able to be focused down the whole time. Brightwing was the one to get taunted. Doesn't quite go down just because maybe Chromie and B-Fresh were, should I say Chromie, so Ankle Shot and B-Fresh are a bit out of the way. And now we see there's a decent push going bottom. Something clever wants that lane as well. And that is a dead bear. Oh, is Taunt coming out? Taunt did come out, however no one died because of it. Synchro did charge straight into the Sands. Sands eating a lot of their, meaning that a lot of their health was eaten for, well, all intents and purposes, they lost a lot of health. And we do see this bottom fort getting low. Something clever does have that black arrows up. Red Cleaver trying to finish this off. That is not something you want to be doing. It's Red Cody. Oh, that is a nasty, nasty charge as it just swerved back onto the Sylvanas. Sylvanas may not be happy about that, but that will be that kill going over to the side of Zildjian Distillery. Charge doesn't quite find its mark. Lead didn't get hit, and that is 10 through for both sides. Let's see what that is about. If there's going to be... Nope, there's nothing happening here. So, we see on the side of Hero's Profile, Blink Heal from Chromie. Wow. Blink Heal from Brightwing. My word. Mind Control Sylvanas. Gust from Felstar. Bunker from Blaze. And Shockwave from Hogger. On the right side, we had Taunt at level 4, so I'm not really talking about that. We have a very dead Brightwing who just died as we just see a nasty overlap of the Taunt and the Silence and the Slowing Sands. A bit kind of nasty all in all. Speaking of Slowing Sands, we see Synchro is now stuck and gets pushed back in. Does have to be dropped. Bunker is backing out. And that will be a very low, but at least very alive Blaze. His second turn in was taken over by Zul'jin Distillery. Other things to note, just because while we're here, before I forget again, playing with Stukov and the boars from Rixar. Speaking of... Ooh. Oh, yeah, that was a lovely double kill by both Tychus and the rest of his crew, as that will now be a relatively hard to deal with push in the middle. We do hear the mind control come out, something clever, stuck in both stands, and dies to the Chromie combo as well. Slows make her stronger, and she has sands that's slow. I don't know what other maths I can give you. That's just 2 and 2. And we do see now level 13s have come through the side of Zul'jin Distillery. We found out a 2-level lead as we're finding a decent amount of kills. DeWitt very much wanted to charge Razor X. You see him just sliding up and down the wall, wanting to get it like, give me him, give me him. But now let's see what happens. As we have Rexar top, probably considering seeing if any kill can come of it. And we have another turn in for Zul'jin Distillery. 30. That's a Pinata that's just losing everything. So that is 8. Only 8 from them. That is also a dead Felstar. I was too busy talking about Pinata bottom to see just a Felstar dying up top. At least I got for the end bit. You're welcome. But yeah, that's what I was meaning. When I said at the beginning of the game, we have a macro versus pick comp. And I don't think Hero's profile is respecting Zul'jin Distillery's comp enough. As you can see, they're stepping up into places that they're not getting away with it. They can't get away with being that close, and they have died multiple times for doing so. And now we have the red team Zul'jin Distillery pushing into that, keep dropping the wall pretty quick. Odin very good for that, especially with that Master Assassin. We'll be getting up quite a bit now. It should be around 8, I'd imagine, because 7. So he has been there for most of the kills, if not all. And we hear Flight being used. He's flying over top and gusting in. That is not something you necessarily want to be, but it's not a wind tunnel per se. So the team of Zul'jin Distillery are able to get out relatively safe. Cowboy Kyle is now here, just seeing if there's anything that they want to do. We do hear boars come out. That's Taunt coming out in Brightwing. Brightwing does have a blink out of the way. However, Tychus Grenade will finish them off. And that's yet another kill over to the side of Zul'jin Distillery. Synchro goes a bit too far up. The slowing stands, however, mean Varian can't quite get on top of him, which doesn't matter in the end if you don't have Taunt. Speaking of Taunt, that was the Sylvanas going down to the Taunt follow-up damage. And that is yet another kill over the side of Zul'jin Distillery, as they're really wanting this game to go quick. They're not wanting it to go for too much longer. We see that structure going down. I'm actually just going to open up stats while this is happening, just so people can have a look if they are interested. Lead dropping that silence, popping their Zeppelin. That was not a good joke, but I don't regret it. Anyway, we do. It feels like, oh, nope, not a boss call. As Cowboy Carl is back to 30 gems. Okay, and now we see a bot camp called. We have this Bruiser camp also being called just to get a decent push mid. Things to note actually that both teams are still relatively close to the next hand-in. We have the blue team a few off, 2 off, I think. My maths isn't great, even at the best of times. And 7 off for the side of Zul'jin Distillery. Synchro barely gets that charge. Gusted also come out to help, as that is a very low blaze that probably shouldn't have lived living. And now we see the blue team has hand in. Sylvanas now in an awkward spot, however, was able to scout the side of Zul'jin Distillery before anything went too wrong. Speaking of too wrong, there's Handon. It's not something you want to see if you're Hero's profile. It's honestly a scary kind of, oh no, they have it again, what can we do here? But in all honesty, you can do a fair amount here. I still think Hero's profile can have has a very good clear for things such as objective. And they're doing their best to make sure the wave is pushed up. Sylvanas does blink over the wall. There is Taunt coming out onto Red Cody. Red Cody is silenced by the Stukov. Led trying their best. Mind control comes out to Varian. Varian not doing too much. Blaze, however, charged in and is the next to go down. Very unfortunate to Wit to get charged off to Ranzer X. A little bit too early Taunt only just coming back up now. So that isn't another kill. And now we see that is a Web Weaver directly on top. Meanwhile, this one is quite far back thanks to that Siege Giant. And let's see where we go from here. So I'm just going to stare at this contemplatively like, yes. Hogger went to the very wrong place, put himself in the middle of the team, and will go down. Sure, you lost to Misha in the process. Cowboy Kyle, what the hell, man? But that is a dead null. And that's really not something you can play about, as we now have two Web Weavers pushing onto the core. This one's lower health, so probably not too much to worry, but this one is still moderately high. As we do see it, not quite shoot its Web Wave off. Sylvanas is doing her best with possession. Synchro hits the charge. We hear the flight coming out. That means likely we are going to get a gust. Not quite into the position they want. Razor X does spin. Taunt coming out from DeWitt onto the Felstad. Felstad dropping very low. Gets hit by the W from Lead. And that will be the Tychus using grenade to finish it off. Zemel and Synchro having to back up. Zemel getting very low thanks to that burst. DeWitt wanting the Brightwing, but Brightwing is able to get out. Ricody looks like to be the next one across here, as this is now a core falling. DeWitt backing out. Are they able to at least get one on the way out? DeWitt holds on. The core is not going to hold on, however, as that is the first game going over to the side of Zul'jin Distillery. GG. Anyway, let's go over to this good old summary screen over here. Yeah? We like a little bit of summary? Let's just push this button, push this button. Let's go. Yep, there we go. So, that was a nice game. I don't know what else to say about it. Rexar very much did have to kind of pull his weight a little while the rest of the team was around having fun, getting kills. Rexar did have to kind of go back to that double soaky, kind of making sure they don't fall behind on soak comp. But in the end of the day, we did see he had the most comp in most soak in the game, but they didn't matter just because of the snowball of the kills. I think Hero's Profile had to play it a bit safer just because they were getting caught out quite a bit. I don't know how many gems were lost throughout. Don't know if that's something I can check even. Nope, it's not even something I can check. I was just pushing buttons to see what happens. So yeah, that is a unfortunate thing. Things to note here, actually all in all pretty low damage on the side of the team of Zul'jin Distillery, but you don't really need to have high damage to quickly kill someone and then kind of snowball the advantage, because you don't need that constant ticking amount of damage. So I liked what they did there. I'm just going to briefly pull up talents just before we go. Interesting build from Hogger, not used to seeing Brute Force. It's a lesser used talent in a lot of builds, especially in that E build talent. But hey, I don't know if it works out for him or not. I'm not one to kind of really judge talents, as I know I pick some horrible choices in my game, so I can't really judge. Things to note. Speed Banavarian, you don't see it often. We backed that E-build Stukov once again coming in strong. Interesting, we see Dire Beast from Rexar. It's not something you see often, especially paired with Crippling Talons. It's either you get 2 birds or 2 claws. Not really this combo of bird claw. Other than that, I have really nothing to comment about for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back on the map view screen, have a quick break while I just set everything up, and I'll be back in just a few moments. I'm back. As a friendly reminder, it is currently 1-0 in the series over to Zul'jin Distillery. Again, I'm not entirely sure I know who picked up the map pick, but I do have a interesting comp, a few interesting comps I can see on the field. So let's head on over into the game of Sky Temple. I'm going to start off the interesting side because people are going to say, go, oh, because we have what I can only describe as Juice Pirates. We have a Grey Mane on the field. We have Red Coyote on Sylvanas, Zemel on Morales, and Synchro on Tyrael. Oh, as well as Something Clever on the Abathur. Interesting. On the right side, we do see, I need to zoom out, Cowboy Carl on the Sonya, Be Fresh on the Thrall. Also interesting. Ankle Shot on the Falstad. And then we see Led on the Rhaegar and DeWitt on Joe. You should see we Joe get through, but however, we get a hard push coming to top here. These two will be quite late to react. Red Coyote going out. Synchro has that heal beam from Zemel. I can't remember Morales'. There we go, Morales' name off the top of my head. It's not a hero you see often. As we now see that going to get pushed in quite hard. And poor little Abba is going to have to try and make up that double soak in both these two lanes. Anyway, however, it's still a lot of damage coming out, and that isn't necessarily the best ones we've left to clear mid and bot. Joe has been known as a macro tank before, but she kind of had that ability drop. Razor X playing a little bit of a dangerous game, however, that will be Falstar going down first. I want to hazard a guess and say Hero's profile had chose map pick. Just because Joe is not something you usually see going in second, and this is a very specific comp. Led gets pushed in, Red Coyote using those black arrows as we see that first tower go down, and the second one will likely be soon to follow. As they're just deciding, let's drive top, this is our lane. Razor Rex going down, have to roll out. And yeah, that is... this is really what I'm focusing on. Like, yeah, Sonya's doing soak, Abahat's doing soak, Joe's doing soak, Abahat's doing soak, and maybe Abba body. But up here is just, we got people pushing hard, and they want that fort. Razor X getting a bit too aggressive, and they get slowed for their sins. Led dropping that purge, slowing them, and that'll be Greymane, and a lot of the siege damage actually disappearing for Hero's profile. I liked what was happening up until just that very aggressive play. The side of Hero's profile doesn't really want to do that. They are very much more a macro style comp. Again, they want to run around, get that siege, get the buildings. While Zildjian's Distillery has it kind of front line to run in, they don't need to fight. They don't need to worry about macro too much. They just need to run it down. Well, blue needs to run it down, red needs to stall that run down from happening. And now we see Joe probably doing what will probably take a while, so starting timer, that's about 4 or 5 seconds so far. As now we see top being pushed in. Synchro going very low, also running out of mana, something to note, coming up to the eject save. Ankle shot flies up, however that building is nearly dropped. And it barely holds on. We just need 1 or 2 shots from here and that will be done. Let's see, get the Joe kind of update. Yes. So we're hitting about 30 seconds, 35 seconds. Camp's gone down. Give him a clap. Let's go! Anyway, 1 shot, that's already 1 fort down. And now this is something Abba can't quite deal with actually, and he's just realized that. Yep, Abba has had the horrible realization that's something they can't deal with. Meanwhile, blue team's stepping up quite a bit here, kind of ignoring the objective. That's not something they should really be doing. This is one of the maps where objective is something you kind of need to worry about. And that is them pushing him once again. Oh, never mind, they're choosing to drive. They do not care. I see their plan. It is run down top. That is their lane. Screw the objective. Screw fighting. That lane there, that's theirs. And really, all Abbott needs to do is stall it for the time being. And fortunately for him, he will have Mule coming up soon. I'm wondering if he is going to choose it. And likely it means he has chosen, yep, Adrenal Overload. Lead getting very low, does get hit by Grenade. Razor X doing it again. Is he going to get up for it this time? Not punished this time. Nice. When we do see, oh, there's Mule. Is Mule getting dropped here, or is it getting dropped bot? Get dropped bot. Okay. That means Joe is going to be able just to pop. Not quite. As you see, go back here where just everything else is happening. Synchro getting low. The thing is, now we're in an awkward spot because Blue wants to stay up here. Red needs to follow suit, but Red also very much wants to go onto these objectives, and it's not something that they're going to be able to get away with easily. And that will actually be first thing going. Oh my gosh, this is still up. No. Wow. And that maybe just a friendly. Ooh, DeWitt's got very low there just because they're just trying their best to siege and take a lot of damage for it. And now we do see the red team pushing up. Synchro is choosing to just go with the team. Razorix kind of pushing up. We do see Move Speed pushing on a B-Fresh. Doesn't quite get hit by a grenade. Razorix rolls in. Gets it by a Sonya stun for it, but will not go down. Synchro getting spun on. Cowboy Carl very much wanting just to pump out the damage. Razorix dives in, but will go down. There's a 4v5, and that will be another kill going over the side of Zul'jin Distillery. Oh, Synchro's half. I just saw a big, like, weird explosion thing. I'm like, what the hell? It's Teriel's halving animation with that skin, but yeah, that will be macro advantage now. A siege experience advantage, I say, going over the side of Zul'jin's Distillery as well as kills. However, this is still not a easy game for them. They've now got to find a way to stop the side of Hero's Profile, just running it down and killing them over and over may be the plan for it, but it may not necessarily work out, as this is likely going to be a Juice Pirates comp, as I said earlier, and folks who don't know what exactly that means. Zemel on the Morales will have something called Medevac Dropship, and they'll be able just to kind of fly over everything and drop it and just go anywhere they please on the map. And Synchro on the Teriel will have an ability called Sanctification, which is basically an evolve. There it is. There it is. There is the juice. There is the juice. They're just gonna hit a building now. And there we see the shutdown of the building. There is Sanct getting dropped, and actually that was Clone going out. Something clever will go down first, so that is the Clone. That building is getting very low, however it's not getting low fast enough as Synchro and Zemo are the last ones left alive. And that will be a 1, 2, 3, 4-man kill over the side of Zul'jin Distillery. However, they are still in a way far back kind of zone that they want to be, and it's nearly back up. We have Juice Pirates nearly back up and ready to go again, as well. Morales is just getting that Medevac dropship back up, and they will just be able to fly over here again and hit the building again and again. And I want to say hi, Rock. I hope you're doing well today. And we do see, however, a boss call coming out from the side of Zul'jin Distillery, as they know well. The blue team is not really wanting to fight it too much. Oh, there it is. We do have the team splitting. Are they going to just half? Nope. Not all of them halving. We're getting a little bit of macro happening. And that is Black Arrows coming out. And that is the fort going down. Oh, there is the core call. Wonderful leap hitting 3 of them. That is red coding getting focused first. And there's now triple stun coming out from the... I can't remember her name. Joe. And they didn't even get shield there, but that is a... Still now a quite a big threat, as they're just going to keep coring. Which is not something that is very easy to deal with. But however, we can see these kills now are starting to add up in terms of experience. There's going to be a point coming up soon where if that happens when the death timers are too long, that will be GG. They being Hero's Profile needs to be very careful about not giving up too much experience. Joe, however, is found in an awkward spot, but that is not their goal. Their goal is the same as it always has been, and that is core. Joe can't deal with that. And we have a core call, which I think the only thing this team is made for coring. And there we see Sanct come out. There's a decent amount of damage coming out of the core. That is an extra 4-man leap. They're not even going to get shield, as Leap is just invalidating their... They have 1%. Leap is just kind of invalidating their plan. I think Synchro needs to be far more patient on the Sanctification, as Sonya was able just to time out the Sanct, get that leap off, and we saw only 6% for their effort. And again, we're noting these death times are getting longer and longer. I don't know how to cast a Juice Pirate Smash. Someone's like, oh, we're just getting it on out there. It's going, yo. Anyway, I just noticed we have Crash Lightning. That's how distracted I've been by this mess over here. I was like, yeah, let's go. And then we just give this team just doing their own bit, like doing what's considered normal. And they're really just getting in the medevac right there, flying over the core. We see the instant half response from the red team. And we just have a blue team hitting core once again. Let's go, team. How many times are we going to be doing this? As we do see the Sylvanas going down first. That was the clone going out. Razor X gets hit by a stun. Sleep comes out onto the... Can't remember her name. Morales. And that is core going down to 52% this time. They're getting more and more in it each time. This is getting very scary for the side of Heroes... Oh, not Heroes Pro, for Zul'jin Distillery. And it's actually... I know they're dying a lot, but it's very well executed. That's so weird to say because they keep dying. It's a very well executed Juice Pirates from, well, Heroes Profile. As we see that now considering again, but Sylvanas is in a much more defensive position here. Cowboy Carl is wanting to save, and actually, blue team is just showing on map for once. That's not usual at all. And yeah, we can see for red team, oh, red team's ready for it. Let's just watch and see how this goes. They've realized that's going everything out. Damage is coming out. Zank gets dropped a bit early, a bit too far up for Core. Morales goes down first. That's not the one you want to go down first. As Core is going to go very low. Are they going to get any percentage of this time? They get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 5, 8, 9. 9% on Core. Wait, 8% on Core. It was 51 before, right? 52 before? What are numbers? Anyway, we do see now a quarter. Go! Hit buildings! This is like a match of tennis. And just the tennis ball happens to be Heroes Profile. Them just going backwards and forth. Just a nice rally. If this camp may finally be taken, unless it is scouted. Morales is ending up a bit too far ahead of the rest of the team. She needs to be a bit patient for Juice Pirates to work. And now we see that the red team is probably about to react with a half. There's a half. Foul starts just chilling. There's medevac being called. There's a half here. There's a half here. Everyone's back. Flying in right on core this time. There's a lot of stuns coming out. We don't have Sanks. Is even the shield going to go down? No, it's just this experience deficit is just getting to be slightly too much. Synchro's last one live again. The game's very much now swinging in in Zul'jin Distillery's favor. Heroes Profile needs to be patient from here on out. They need to make sure Sanct is up if they want to kill Core. They can't just be throwing their lives away at this point, as it's just getting a bit too much. The damage coming in too quickly for the side of Zul'jin, from the side of Zul'jin Distillery. And they have what is considered quite a decent amount of interrupts for this kind of race on the core. They have Shield, they have Sundering, they have Leap. All these are very good AoE stun interrupt tools. And what do they have to counteract that? They have a Sanctification. Eventually at level 20 we may see the medevac upgrade that will give Protect to everyone. But even then, that's only going to go so far. And we do have Sanct this time. We do have medevac being called. They can see where it's getting dropped. Cowboy Carl is ready. There's everyone. Sanct needs to come out. Nope. Sanct is not going to come out. That was an excellently timed gust. And that will be a 5-man kill on the side of... Not 5-man, 4-man kill on the side of Zul'jin Distillery, as they are unable to get anything done that time. I'm going to be honest. This is not a position you want to be in at this point for Heroes Profile. You had a very good early lead, but Zul'jin Distillery has wisened up to the fact that they're doing very well to fan out the map, get the macro pressure they need, then contract as they need. And now the dev timers are getting too long where they can just spam it on cooldown. As you can see, they're only just coming up in the next few seconds. And that medevac is almost still the same as dev timers considering how fast they died. But that is now a... We're getting to a checkmate position almost for Heroes Profile in Zul'jin Distillery, where if these dev timers keep up, that was not a, this is going to be interesting. They have very good building kill, but I don't know if they get there in time and get through shields in time to beat out Zildjian Distillery. It's going to be a race I'm going to watch over here because Leap need to come out, and that will be Core going over to the side of Zildjian Distillery. And it was a wonderful match to watch. That was a... Juice Pirates. Love it. This is my favorite match I've casted. This is just amazing to me. If anyone ever comes in and asks what HOTS is, and I was just... This is not for match to Chauvin. Abathur with that comp. Abathur did very well to keep them in, just trying to keep up the soak. But it's just a bit too much for one little Abba boy to keep up with, just because those deaths were adding up by the end. I'm going to switch it on over to my game summary screen and just show what kind of happened here. Because oh no! I needed some... I don't know who I just want to show this. This is 1 to 30 kills. It's not good. That's usually not a very good scoreline at all, but really it wasn't Hero's profile priority to get kills. Vega managed to get 1 kill at the beginning just as a kind of deterrent, which helped him open everything up. But I can't help it. I'm sorry, I'm just losing my mind. Because I just read a report of start for feeding. I'm like, yeah, no, do it. He died once in a team that didn't die at all. That's gone. But no, it was quite well executed from Hero's profile. They're doing very well to actually open up that lane, open up the core. However, I do have to say that Zildjian Distillery adapted very well. They're able to stop a lot of the juice of the pirates. They're able to get the stuns out, and they actually had a very good stun train do so. Thrall with Sunder, Sonya with Leap, Joe with her shield, Falstad with Gust. Those are all very good tools for interrupting juice pirates. I guess they must have known it may have been coming. I'm not entirely sure, but as you can see, their comp was definitely made to kill the juice as quick as possible, drink the juice as quick as possible, consume the juice as quick as possible. Anyway, they did manage to get 30 kills, but the thing to note is that it was still a very close game. Even with Zildjian Distillery having the tools to stall out the juice pirates, it was close. It was very close, and even at the end there, I honestly think it still could have gone either way if just the death timers were a little bit shorter and that level disparity just wasn't quite as much as it was. I'm going to show talents. I don't think you could pick anything up from this. You probably could. You definitely could. You could definitely pick up things from this game. It's just a very interesting game to do so from. Things to note, Thrall had Crash Lightning, didn't quite finish it, but the fights were so short that you didn't really have the chance. Q-Build from Sylvanas, excellent single target damage. Greymane, again, excellent single target damage. Wasn't quite able to get Wise and Duelist up, which he wasn't really hitting buildings. So I don't know if that was really a misstep or not. He wasn't really hitting heroes, so I don't know really what to say about that, just because you can see he did have quite... Everyone on the blue team had quite low hero damage. So I guess there isn't really any correct choice in that case. Just because one's range, one's to do with flasks, and one is attacking bonus. So I guess if of all talents, that's fine. And Beetle build from Abba. Which, yeah, they needed that extra kind of push power to keep them in it. And on the on the other side of Zildjian Distillery, we actually had Subdue being completed. Something that doesn't happen very often. Falstad, this game had a Eerie Gust, no. Frequent Flyer, Falstad, which I was expecting it last game, but no, we got this one instead, so it definitely, you can see it help out against the Tyrael and the end of each of those fights, as he just have a percent damage going into them. You know, I could just summarize this here if I'm going to, so I'm going to put it over to my good old handy dandy map view screen. So click this button, and then forget to click all my other buttons. As we see, it was a 2-0 to the side of Zildjian Distillery. It was a really fun cast. Hands down, that second map is one of my favorite maps I've ever had to just chuckle at, just because it's so ridiculous, but such a good showing by both sides. Just kind of doing their best to play their strengths. Just Zildjian Distillery had the tools to stop the pirates in their tracks, to sink their ship. Anyway, 2-0, yeah. First map taken in a pretty convincing fashion, as it was nice 10-1 there. That Zildjian Distillery's kind of team fight prowess just showing through in both these maps, and very much the Team of Heroes profile wanted a macro, just it was unfortunately shut down both times. Anyway, that'll be it for me this evening. I have been your caster, O-Line Bus. You can catch me here at O-Line Bus and also on YouTube at V-Line Bus? I can't recall. Anyway, I am going to just put over to the screen as my end screen. Yeah, that works. This works. It's just a yeah, red team wins. As we did see Zildjian Distillery win. Anyway, that's been it for me. I hope anyone who has been watching has a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending where you are in the world, because time zones are weird. And anyway, I will see you all in the Nexus. Bye now.